For much of his life, Ryan Mills has bounced from group homes to an institution and back, his health worsening all the while. Frightened COVID might kill him, his desperate mother, Susan Harvey, retrofitted her house and brought Ryan home. Autism and severe anxiety overwhelms him at times, causing him to bang his head against walls, making sleep almost impossible.
I was like dying. You can't do 24/7 care.
Susan dreamt of a better life for her son, a so-called pocket community, where Ryan would be safe and welcomed, included. It's been a long time coming, but now Nova Scotia's one-of-a-kind housing complex, Ryan's Park, still under construction, has a new tenant. And Ryan Mills is already feeling right at home. Hello, Ryan, how are you? How are you? Nice to see you. As soon as I arrive, Ryan wants to go down to his basement, specially padded for his safety, to show off his toys. Amanda Balser is a service provider who now coordinates care for Ryan.
He loves it. We try to make the transition as easy as we could and, talk him through it and give him the option to go back to his mom's house or here, like visit back and forth, but he chose here and he hasn't wanted to leave since.
Under this arrangement, the province pays Ryan's rent and also for 2 paid staff 24/7 to attend to Ryan's needs. His family says they pay for a few extras here and there.
Ryan is the focus and he knows that. He has built really great relationships with every single person. And it works for him. He has the consistency. And I think he's going to thrive.
Ryan's Park was built with the needs of Ryan in mind. For example, cars on the outside of the development, creating a safe courtyard for him to enjoy the outdoors. A community meeting center where Ryan and others living here can mingle. A so-called pocket community, more inclusive. All of it the inspiration of Ryan's mother, Susan, who convinced a developer to build it.
Well, now that we're finally there, I feel really good about it. Yeah, even if it's not my original picture for Ryan's Park, a lot of it is. The central courtyard where he can be safe running outside and the common house for community get-togethers, and that's going to be great. So yeah, I think it's amazing. I feel very fortunate. Ryan's fortunate. Anybody moving into that row alongside of him is coming after, and so they're moving into his community instead of moving him into a space like he did here. And this community never really welcomed him, and I get that. But there, he's first, and so it's kind of his place, and it's named after him, so it is his place.
We'll get you a coffee in a minute.
Neither the family nor the Department of Community Services will say how much this is costing. It's not cheap. But moving people with disabilities out of institutions is now a must in Nova Scotia. The courts ruled 2 years ago the province's failure to offer, quote, meaningful access to housing services for people with disabilities amounts to a violation of their basic rights. So as the province and other families look for housing solutions, is something like Ryan's Park realistic for other families?
I'd say it's highly unlikely.
Why do you say that?
Well, the amount of work and heartache and headache that's gone into creating that is just phenomenal, especially with COVID in the middle of it. But also, it was very complicated to put something like that together. There's almost no benefit to building apartments financially right now with the way things are.
High interest rates have translated to rising rents, and when the lease expires, will the province be willing to pay the rent here in the future? Ryan's Park is facing headwinds, but others are expected to move into the other units soon.
There will be some people living there that are probably on the spectrum of autism,
And is that the way you sort of saw it happening? Is that the kind of community you were feeling?
It's not the way we saw it originally, but we were sort of pie in the sky. We thought there'd be affordable housing there, disability housing, but in the end, they're just houses, and they're luxury houses.
Life is a far cry from those years back in Susan's old house, where she was trying to care for her son. Susan is now trying to move on with her life. She's selling her old house and taking her first vacation trip in years.
And the last 4 years have been very difficult, the hardest years of my life, and maybe of Ryan's as well. I think probably it has been. Just hope with more staff. He now has a service provider, so I'm kind of free to live my life a bit. If I can just let go and, yeah, make sure he's okay.
Tom Murphy, CBC News, Kentville.